Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Welcome to yet another edition of the Market Outlook, presented by SwissBorg and presented by myself. I am the Senior Investment Analyst at SwissBorg Ventures and also Investment Analyst at SwissBorg. And this week, what we're going to be looking at is inflation, first of all. Then secondly, we're going to look at smart money and what smart money is doing in current market conditions. And then we're going to end with an overview of the NFT space and giving you a small update on what's happening with NFT-related projects in SwissBorg as well. So first of all, we're going to look at the month of September overall, and we're going to look at it from two perspectives, from the inflation perspective and then from the historical perspective. So the first important thing to understand is that inflation rates globally, and here I'm showing the US because the US dictates a lot of what the market is doing, but globally inflation is really at sky-high levels, almost record high levels across the board. It's really quite a worrying situation, and of course that causes then the market as well to be affected and the global economies to be affected. Very simply put, if inflation rises, it means that with the same amount of money that you're earning, for example, from your job as a salary, you can buy less and less goods. And this is all across the board. There's an aggregate formula that comes up with the number for inflation. Overall, it means that in August, as the graph will show you, overall, the prices of goods and services has increased by 8.3%, which is an extremely worrying figure. And of course, this is also reflected in the global economy and in the state of both traditional markets like stock markets and then also in crypto markets. So how is crypto and how are stock markets performing at the moment in September? Extremely poorly. And that is pretty much in line with the rest of 2022, right? With all of this news that came in, the markets really started to get affected as the global economy started to get affected. Nonetheless, although we see this, it's also true that in September now we have seen a little more regulation or a little more of finding the bottom, or at least closer to that stage. And that brings me to the second point, which is that historically, we also need to keep in mind what September is and what it means in stock markets overall. So historically, and the second graph there will show you, September has always been the worst performing month in the stock market. The data goes back to 1915, so you can see how it's pretty reliable data in that sense. And it's showing you metrics from a 100-year basis, from a 20-year basis, and a 10-year basis. And going back in time into all of these time periods, we can see that September is always consistently the worst performing month. In gray, then it also shows you post-election years, but those are, of course, anomalies and exceptions. But overall, September has been the worst performing, which is very important to keep in mind, as now the market is trying to find a bottom. We're still in bear market conditions and are either in a recession or might be going into one. But from a stock market, and therefore also from a crypto market perspective, it's important to remember that September has always been the bloodiest month. And what comes after the bloodiest month is normally a very, very healthy month. As the graph there shows you, October has historically brought a lot of success in the markets. This is data definitely to keep looking forward to, and we'll see how this develops in the next month or two. The second focus of this week is on smart money movements. So as I've previously explained, smart money are people, institutions, or any kind of tracked wallet that consistently make a profit and make money in the crypto industry. Therefore, it's very interesting to look at smart money token holdings, but even more interestingly, as the table shows, the movements that smart money have made predominantly in the last month. There are three specific asset classes that we can deduct from smart money movements in the last month. The first is a move to stable coins, whether that be USDC, USDT, or DAI. The second is a move to established and the most renowned projects in the crypto industry, meaning, for example, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the third is a focus on the merge that recently happened successfully for Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake, which was really historical. And smart money is really in line with this innovation, since they will happily hold staked Ether on various platforms, whether that be Aave or Lido, for example. The graph below also shows something very interesting, and it shows the percent of stable coins that smart money is willing to hold in their portfolio. Therefore, we see that at the end of June, where smart money was very concerned clearly on the conditions in the market, they started to hold more and more stable coins, as you can see the line going up and peaking towards the start of July. Now, as of late, this percentage of stable coins was dropping, which signals that smart money is more willing to hold stable coins and is therefore has higher hopes that the market has bottomed and is willing to bet more on fluctuating assets. Nonetheless, at the moment, which is in line with the bloody month of September, as it is also historically, we can see that the stablecoin holdings have slowly started increasing again. This shows that smart money is very uncertain, as we all are pretty much, of the state of the market. And it's good to see that smart money is also in line with our thinking at SwissBorg. And therefore, it shows, that they're a bit tentative on the situation from a global perspective, in terms of the economy, in terms of the stock market, and therefore in terms of the crypto market, and are willing to hold a non-fluctuating assets more than certain altcoins. Now, this percentage increase in stablecoins has been very minimal, so only 2 or 3% increase. Nonetheless, it is definitely worth mentioning, especially when we look at smart money to pretty much dictate what the market is doing or where the market might be headed. Finally, this week, we will finish by looking at the NFT market. So what's going on in the NFT market, and why is it noteworthy in my market outlook of this week? It's noteworthy because at the moment, we are in a bear market, and all indications show that we are absolutely in a bear market. So crypto prices have really declined dramatically since the start of 2022. And now the market is pretty much trying to find a bottom before the next bull run. Now, why is the NFT market interesting? It's because we've noticed that the NFT floor prices in the last month and in the last week have been progressively increasing. So what are floor prices? A floor price is the lowest cost for a specific NFT. So if we look at Bored Ape Yacht Club, for example, a floor price of, let's say, 73 ETH, as it says there, means that if you want to buy a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, the minimum you need to spend is 73 ETH. Therefore, it shows how valuable a certain NFT is. Now, we've seen that of the most popular NFT collections, as well as some of the less popular ones, NFT floor prices seem to be increasing, which seem to be showing a renewed interest, both by retail and institutional interest, in the NFT market. What we can also see is that the wallet activity has been significantly increasing, especially in the last week and month. This could also signal yet another bottom, or it could just signal an overall interest in NFTs, both as an investment and as utility. Not only has wallet activity increased, but also we can see that the predominance of wallets are actually buying NFTs, therefore buying, holding, and seeing it as an investment opportunity or something to be part of a certain club or to be part of a certain use case with that NFT, but much less for flipping than for these actual use cases. And this is shown by the difference between buyers and sellers in terms of wallet activity. Now, from SwissBorg's standpoint, we can also see that the NFT market has done extremely well recently by looking at two SwissBorg-related projects. So these are two projects that have recently minted and have done extremely well. So Suniverse have minted their Genesis NFTs and have done extremely well in the process, as well as Xborg, which is SwissBorg's gaming arm, and is really the innovation for esports and for esports in Web3. And actually, SwissBorg has managed to sell out its mint in just under 25 minutes, which is really extremely impressive. And to both of these projects, really congratulations for how well they've done, even in these bear market conditions. So this is showing both an interest in SwissBorg-related projects, but also an interest in NFTs yet again. This will be very valuable, and we'll see how this develops. But overall, it's showing very, very promising signs, even amidst a lot of negative news that we've seen as of late. So thank you very much for listening. If you haven't yet, of course, check out both SwissBorg and Suniverse. They're two pretty amazing projects, if I can say so myself, with two very distinct and unique use cases. So I highly suggest you go check them out. And for the rest, we'll see you next week with another market outlook. I hope it's been informative. And yes, I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.